Two. Hello, everybody. Welcome to RSP podcast with me, Roger and Palm. I'm here with Paul Saqueton. How are you doing, man? Thank you for coming on.
I'm doing very well. I'm here in Morocco, so I'm just chilling here. Oh, hopefully everything goes well in the future.
So where are you from originally? Give us your backstory.
I'm from the Philippines, and I'm from a small town called Cotabato City, but I live in Manila for a few years, like I think 4 or 5 years. So yeah.
And then, so what do you do now? So I'm thinking you're fully on the road now. You're traveling non-stop, yes?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm currently working online as well. So just to compensate with my expenses for my monthly expenses, it's not really like a lot of money, but it just helps with the expenses. So I'm working as a digital marketer as well. I'm helping someone from France, but he lives in Bali or like in an island. We're currently developing an island in Indonesia. So yeah, I'm helping with that kind of thing.
So sorry, you're currently developing an island in Indonesia. So what do you mean by that?
Yeah, we're promoting an island through social media. Cause like he's building a resort in a remote island in Indonesia. So I'm helping him with promoting that island as well.
Oh, all right, what's it called?
It's called Tujian Islands.
Fijian Island. So followers, look
Yeah.
out for. I'll look out for it as well in the future. So like explain to us, so how long have you been on the road for? What was your experience? And I mean, you write a blog, correct? That I was just reading. And it sounded like that you were prepping to go for a really long time. So just give us a bit of background, what you did before you started traveling and how you got going.
Uh-huh. So currently I'm on my 186th day on the road, but before all this long-term travel, I was working with a bank in the Philippines, like I think for 4 years, but with different banks, like with two banks. But yeah, that was my life back then. Like I was working with a bank. I was in wealth management industry, so that was that's what we call it. So yeah, and then during those times I was really dreaming about long-term travel and just working uh, online. So I signed up with a lot of online courses just to be where I am now. So yeah, there were lots of sacrifices as well.
So such as.
Such as like leaving my family, of course, and then uh, giving my time to like on the online courses and with the practices and all that. Was like I signed up with UX UI design as well, so that was really like taking a lot of my time, and yeah, those things, and of course photography as well. So I need to enhance my skills as well during those times.
All right, cool. So where did you start off from? So you left the Philippines to go where? And then give us
Oh,
your up until.
um, my first travel outside the Philippines was I think back 2017 when I went to Thailand with my best friend, and that was really amazing because yeah, it was. I love Thailand. I love their cuisine at all.
Sorry, what was that?
Cuisine, Thai
Oh, the food. You
cuisine.
love the
So
food.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
I
great.
really enjoyed my time in Thailand. So yeah.
Oh, okay. And so you've been traveling non-stop for how long now? 181 days, you say?
186, if I'm correct. Yeah.
186. So so when you left to go on this trip, where did you start? Where have you been since you got to Morocco?
Uh-huh. So first I left December, I think 21st of December, and then I got to Germany, and then celebrated my Christmas in Netherlands, then all the way down to Europe, and then up to Italy, and then to uh, Hungary. Yeah, if I remember correctly.
And then from Hungary, where did you go?
I went to Greece as well, to Turkey, and then I stayed for more than 1 month in Israel. Yeah.
Wow. So you went around. So I mean, I was also so tell us about some of your experiences then that you've been on the road. Some of your favorite. I was reading that you were. I mean, I was reading a story about the Russian transit visa. So tell me about that. That sounded like a crazy story.
Yeah, oh yeah, that was back in 2018, and that was really, really crazy because at that time, my family and I were supposed to go to Hong Kong that time. But then, the moment that I gave my passport to the Russian embassy, and I was like, holy shit, my we were supposed to go to Hong Kong. So I was like, I just gave my passport to the Russian embassy. How can I go out of the Philippines if my passport is not with me? I was like, yeah, that's really like stupid of me. Like, yeah, I tend to be really forgetful, you know. And
So
my family was like, are you crazy?
so what did you do?
Because like I thought the Russian embassy is gonna give me the transit visa within like 3 days and some just and with like a short period of time, but they said it's gonna take 2 weeks, and I'm leaving in 3 days or 5 days that time. So I rushed back to the Russian embassy, and I was like, can I have my passport again? Because like I'm leaving outside the Philippines in like 4 or 5 days. So gladly they were so kind and they returned my passport. And I said like, they can you be able to process it after I come back? And they said yes. So I was like, oh my God, thank you.
Wow, that worked out so lucky.
Yeah.
You went to Hong Kong, you came back, you got your Russian visa, and then you were there for only a day, I was reading.
Yeah, it was just for a day, but I love Moscow. It was, I think, because like Moscow, it was my first experience with snow. So it was, yeah, magical for me.
Oh, really? So when did you
Yeah.
tell us what you got up to in Moscow? Because this is, I mean, I'd love to go to Russia. It's one of the top places on my list, actually, definitely in my top five, particularly
Uh-huh.
Moscow. So how do you spend 24 hours in Moscow?
So I met up with a friend of mine from couch surfing, and he showed me around Moscow. And then we just went around the Red Square because like he had to do something else with his wife that time. So yeah, we just ate something in the Red Square. And at that time when he left me, I was like going around the Saint Basil's Cathedral, and I was really hoping that time that it's gonna snow because like I'm really in front of the Saint Basil's Cathedral, and it snowed, literally snowed.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh,
Yeah, it
oh,
was amazing. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, yeah, Russia just looks it's so amazing. I mean, do you have any plans to go back to Russia?
Oh, I would love to because like at this time we Filipino citizens we no longer need visa to go to Russia, but with specific cities only. Like for example, Saint Petersburg, we can go to Saint Petersburg with online visa now. Mm-hmm.
Ah, that's really good. Yeah, I saw that they were
Yeah,
EE visas, but yeah, I don't think they have them in the UK yet, which is a bit annoying. But I'm sure they must bring it in soon because it's just makes tourism so much easier.
yeah, that's correct as well. And I heard that India, they now allow Filipinos to go to India without visa.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's quite good. But I mean, is it hard traveling on a Filipino passport? Because I can't, I've never asked anyone.
Yeah, I think we are only allowed to go to, I think, 74 or 75 countries without visa. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's
I
correct.
mean, is it easy to get visas for some places with a with places with a Filipino passport?
Um, I wouldn't say it's easier because with all the embassies, they're really strict about approving visas right now, like especially the U.S. embassy.
Mm.
With Trump there.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, yeah. I mean, well, I mean, we won't go into that because that's far too polarizing.
Yeah, that's correct.
But, yeah, I mean, I'm sure I have plenty to say. But so what you were when you were in Russia, you were only there on a 24-hour transit, right? Where were you
Yeah,
going?
around Russia.
Just for I mean, for the 24 hour, what were you doing? What were you doing? So you flew into Russia, you had 24 hours, and where were you flying out to?
Oh, I was going to. Georgia that time. So I had, yeah, because I had two layovers. Can you imagine going to Georgia? I had a flyover in Dubai and going to Russia again for a flyover.
Oh,
So
that
yeah, that's crazy.
yeah.
And I was doing all it alone.
Oh, that must be, oh God, it must be boring at times. But I suppose like what's great about traveling alone is that I mean you must meet so many people.
Yeah, that's correct. But at that time, my parents don't know that I was traveling alone.
Oh, really? Did they
Yeah,
what did you say that there was a friend coming with you?
yeah. I told them a friend of mine is coming with me.
Fair enough. Brilliant. Well, I mean, how are they when you travel? Like, what's their opinions on you traveling?
Um, they only said like I need to be careful with my things and stuff, especially my money.
Yeah.
So yeah, because like if I need something, I just need to message them on Facebook and all that. So
Yeah.
yeah, I keep track on my whereabouts to them like every day.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Same with my parents. Whenever I'm abroad, they always just need to know. As long as they know, it's all right.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
But tell us what you got up to in Georgia, because this is why I wanted to
So
you're in Armenia. So give us your itineraries of what you got up to over there.
One of my favorite countries is really Georgia, to be honest, because
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed my time. Like I went to the mountains, like two separate cities. Like for example, I went to Kazbegi, if I remember correctly. It's really really beautiful. The Caucasus Mountains are very beautiful. Like I think it's a tiny Switzerland.
It's so beautiful over there as well.
Yeah, it's
It's
way too beautiful. Yeah,
yeah.
and then uh, apart from that, I also went to another place. I forgot already what's the name of the place, but yeah, Georgia is really, really beautiful. I love it. If
Mm,
given the chance, I would love to go back again and explore other cities and other mountains in the region.
yeah. So how long
Mm.
did you spend there?
Around 6 to 7 days, if I remember.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, that's good. So what? And then you traveled through onto Armenia.
Yeah, after that one.
So what?
The crazy thing about that travel was that I need visa to go to Armenia at that time, but thank God it was just like visa on arrival. But I had mine pre-handedly, so I applied online. Because like if I did not apply beforehand, I would have like the other people would have to wait for me.
Yeah.
So I don't want people to wait for me, so I just sign up beforehand.
And you managed to get it sorted, all fine. And then
Yeah, that's
how did
correct.
you get over the border? Was it a train?
No, I rode with the bus, but train is also possible.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. How long roughly did it take?
6 hours with the bus, but I
Six.
think with the train it's around 3 or 4 hours. I'm not really sure.
Mm. And was that to the capital, Yerevan?
Yeah, that's correct. Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, tell us more about there. Tell us about Armenia because it's quite off the beaten track. Not many people do go there.
Yeah, it's not really off the beaten path, but I really went there because I had the reason I went to Armenia was because a friend of mine from Yerevan invited me to come over, but we met on Vietnam that time, and then I was searching for Armenia that time, and then I was like, why not? I should go to Armenia because it looks beautiful from the pictures.
Mm.
And then I told my Armenian friend, and he was in China at that time, and he couldn't like show me around because he's in China.
Mm.
So I just went on alone, and I think I met someone from Couchsurfing at that time as well. So yeah, Armenia. I like Armenian food as well, but although I forgot already the food that I ate in Armenia.
Nice.
But
But
yeah, the people are really really kind in Armenia. They're very hospitable as well, especially at the hostel. They made me feel at home.
mm. And what did you get up to? Where did you visit in there? What's to see in Armenia?
There were many. I'm really sorry, but I really forgot what were the places. But um, definitely it was not in the city. It was outside the city already. Like we went to um like a lot of churches because Armenia is the first Christian nation. So we went to a lot of churches I rented a car with a driver because I couldn't drive and I don't have a license, international license.
Mm.
So yeah, the driver was really, really hospitable as well and made me feel like really home. So we took a lot of pictures as well. So I when I want to take pictures, so I just told him like, can we stop here because I really want to take the pictures. It's so beautiful. I was like on the way to Armenia, and the road was just like fascinating. It was mind blowing, beautiful. Oh
Yeah,
my
just
god.
winding through the mountains. Some of the roads,
Yeah, that's
Georgia,
so true.
it's so nice. It's so nice. It's like it's something out of like it's something like out of a fairy tale. It's paradise over there.
Yeah, I was eating with my eyes.
Yeah, that's a great way of putting it. It's just like just for miles as well, just really remote villages. Like you
Yeah,
barely come across anyone.
that's very true.
Mm. So you sent me some pictures over here that I asked you to send me some of your favorite pictures. So walk me through them here.
All right. Which one do you want me to go first?
If you start with the first one that you sent me, so the one in the of you a selfie in a temple, it looks like.
Oh yeah, that was with my best friend on our first out in the Philippines. That was in Thailand. So that was, I would say, very memorable for me because that's my very first travel outside the Philippines, and it was my with my best friend, and we really had like a good time. And that was when I got the travel bug. And I don't hope to find the cure yet.
No, I don't think anybody does, right?
Yeah,
It's really good.
yeah.
But so I mean, why did you pick this picture? It's just
um I think that was just not really random, but that is just a good picture of us, the two of us, like a legit formal way.
yeah, it's one that always
Yeah,
is in your mind, right?
yeah, yeah, that's correct.
So on the next one, you're walking through a desert.
Walking to the desert. Um, which picture is it again?
The second one. So I'm going in order.
Wait, let me check. Let me check. Uh, going through that was in Vietnam.
It was in Vietnam. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was
Yeah,
much desert
I
in Vietnam.
was really surprised with this type of typography in Vietnam because I didn't know they have desert that time. So I was like, I was searching through like off the beaten path in Vietnam, and so I saw this thing, and I was like, okay, let's go. And that was also my first solo travel outside the Philippines. So it was really memorable that for me because a friend of mine, like he bailed out on me, and I was like, okay, I should be. This is my first solo alone, so I'm just going
Yeah.
without him. Life must go on.
Yeah, and I'm guessing it went all well. But whereabouts is this desert in Vietnam? I have
Um,
no idea that there was a desert there. I always thought it was a jungle.
It was 6 hours away from Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City. It
Mm.
was called, I forgot already the name of it, but it was 6 hours away from Ho Chi Minh City. It was so beautiful, man.
Wow. Did you just spend the day there, or did you sleep over there
Mm,
at night?
I slept there for 2 nights. The crazy thing was, um, I went there like I took a midnight bus, and that was really my first time. I was so scared to hell that time. I was like, where am I going here? Like I arrived in the middle of nowhere. Like the bus driver just took me off like at the middle of nowhere, and like I feel like totally alone that time, and like no people was around me, and I was like, I was going through my phone. Where the hell is my hostel? I couldn't find it, and the funny thing was, I couldn't find it in my map. It was just in front of me. I kept looking on my right side, but it was just on my left side. It was so crazy.
So you're just running around this town in Vietnamese town at midnight.
Yeah, I was like, oh my god, somebody's gonna kill me here. Like no one's around.
No,
Because like I think I arrived around 2 a.m. that time or around 3 a.m. So
I
you
bet,
can definitely notice there's no one on the road that time.
yeah. I bet you just couldn't wait to get into the hostel.
Yeah, and when I got to the hostel, I signed up for the sunrise tour at the desert. at like 4 a.m. and I was, no sleep that time. It was really crazy.
Oh, but I bet it was lovely though.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, so amazing.
So what's the next one? We'll move on to the next one. So some of your friends, and there's a pretty crazy looking mountains around the back.
Yeah, that was in Indonesia, in Mount Bromo. I super really enjoyed my time in Indonesia, and that was really memorable because I went on that mountain alone as well, but ended up with having friends along the way. So the thing was, I arrived, I think, 12 midnight as well that time, and I rented a car with a driver, and then at that time as well, he also took me off at the foot of the mountain at that time, and the mountain was just ridiculously so big and so beautiful at night.
So you walked there for the sunrise, right?
Yeah, but during that time as well, I couldn't find my hostel, so I just rented the place, like asking for people, can I like for sleep for one night here because like my sunrise tour is for tomorrow.
Did they let you?
Yeah, of course, but I have to pay them. Like they wouldn't let me sleep for just for free.
Oh, that sucked.
Yeah, but it was so nice. But the thing was, when I did the climbing already, if it wasn't for those guys who's beside me on that picture, I wouldn't be able to survive it. Because like I almost fell on the ground. Like they were really helping me going to that mountain. I think the hike was about 2 hours, and it was really dark that time, and it was really really cold, like around 1 degrees Celsius.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine. Well, I mean, who are these guys?
They were from Czech Republic, and yeah, they're really really kind, like helping me out and all that. And they gave me foods as well because like I think I didn't have much food that time.
You weren't very prepared.
Yeah, I wasn't really prepared, and I didn't have like for winter clothes. 'Cause I didn't have like I only have like a really really small jacket that time,
Are you
like a
wearing
really thin.
well? Are you wearing jeans as well?
Yeah, I was wearing
Yeah, that's
jeans.
never a good idea. That's never a good idea because if it rains, you'll freeze. That's such a
Yeah, never again.
yeah. Well, at least it's
But
experience.
yeah, but the good
Yeah,
thing was, I think around 7 o'clock in the morning that time, it was really sunny already, so it was good as well.
yeah. It's all worth you, isn't it?
And on that day, I did not have breakfast, and then I did not have lunch that time, and I was just okay, let's go on for this adventure.
Wow. Well, fair play to you, man. It looks amazing. So where is that? Sorry, Indonesia.
Yeah, in Mount Bromo.
Which island is that on?
I think it's west of Bali already.
Bali. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. No.
But it's not in Bali. But it's not in Bali.
Yeah. Oh,
Mhm.
okay. I've never been to Indonesia. I would actually really like to, especially since this lockdown started. I think I would love to just be in Bali on a beach right now.
Yeah, that's correct.
Uh,
Yeah, I heard some people as well, like they are having quarantine in an island as well. So good for them.
yeah, lucky for some, isn't it? I think Cristiano Ronaldo took like his family to like go stay on their private island during at some.
Really?
I think so. That was what I read. Yeah, that he took him to a private island.
Well, good for them.
Yeah, nice for some, isn't it? Nice for some.
Uh,
Um, what about what's the next picture now? I think it's you in an airport. Am I right?
wait, let me check.
You airport.
This was in Georgia.
Mm.
Yeah, I really enjoyed my time that time. So this was really memorable for me because I stayed with a family that time, but I paid them as well. But the my host that time was really really just kind, and they could not speak English, that like totally no English that time. So it was like we were just eating in the dinner table and we're like really really silent that time, and it was just amazing because the silence was deafening, but it was kind of like very, very peaceful for me as well. Give me time to think about what the future lies and all that. But at that time as well, I was also enjoying my time in silence.
Yeah. No,
And we,
I imagine that's quite nice. Yeah, because it's quite nice that even though they can't speak English, that they're still, welcoming you into their home. They're being, they're giving you hospitality.
Yeah, that's really correct. And if it wasn't for these girls beside me, I would have been able to like go out with this place, because at that time we had like snowstorm that time, and these girls just told me that their flight was canceled and they're moving forward with another flight. So like they were like going with my flight already that time, because like the first flight was canceled. So I was like, what, really, why was it canceled? Because of the snowstorm coming in. So during the flight it was just really, really beautiful. From above you could see uh, the Caucasus Mountains, and I think if I would give it like 10 rate, I would give it like 100%. Go for it. And that was really like the smallest plane I've ever ridden to. It was really, really, really small, really tiny airplane.
Is it like the size of the one in the back of the picture?
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
plane.
that's
It's really,
crazy.
really small.
That's crazy. You rode that during a snowstorm.
And the funny thing was, during the flight, it was like we were going to hell that time. It was,
Yeah.
turbulence all the time. Like I could not breathe that time,
Oh man,
because like anytime we were gonna fall.
Man, it's so scary when you're up there, like, and you hit turbulence and stuff like that. I remember one day, I think I was flying back from Vietnam, and my dad was asleep next to me, and I looked out the window and I could see the lightning like in the cloud
What?
to the wing.
That's
I've got a
crazy.
video actually. I've got a video of it. I should put it up actually. I've got a video somewhere. You can see the lightning in the cloud next to the wing, and you think there's nothing you can do here. If you actually if you get shot out the sky, there's nothing you can do.
That's correct.
Yeah. And there was another time as well when it went through turbulence, and it was pretty bad, and some people they were really, really scared, but it was.
Oh my god! I would really shout.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, I'm always in those situations. I've got to try keep calm, because if you start panicking, then it's really bad. You get claustrophobic and everything. But actually, a flight which was 30 minutes or so behind us,
Hmm.
hit the same turbulence, but like loads of
Wow.
people got injured, and like the suitcases were apparently flying out of like the baggage holders and get
Holy
people
god.
in the head. Apparently, yeah, we were reading it. Me and my dad were reading it when we landed. It sounded crazy. Really.
Damn, that's crazy. Good crazy flight, huh?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's so rare that it would ever happen anyway. But it's just, I mean, you can't help but think those thoughts sometimes.
Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
By the way, I now remember the place in Vietnam. It's called Mui, the
Muy,
desert thing.
muy ne. Okay, I'm
Yeah,
gonna
Mui.
look into that because I love Vietnam. Would really like to go back as well.
Yeah, and the if for Georgia, the mountain that I went to was Ushguli. It was one of the highest settlement in Europe as well, Ushguli, Georgia.
Wow. Yeah. No.
It was really, really beautiful. That was where the plane went into.
Yeah, really.
The tiny plane.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I love the Caucasus, man. I think it's so nice. It's so nice.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
so we'll move on to the last picture now, and that looks like you and your friend in a gorge or something.
Yeah, this was in Cebu. We were doing the canyoneering that time,
Mm.
and it was just amazing. It was just the two of us doing it, and no other tourists at all. It was rain. I think rainy season that time. So yeah, it was really awesome. And the thing was, this guy is really important for me because we met in Bali that time, 2018, and we met up again in the Philippines to visit me. And then we had adventures in the Philippines. And then after our adventures in the Philippines, I visited him in the Netherlands. So that's why I spent my Christmas with him in the Netherlands. So he's very special as well.
Oh, that's really nice.
So how could it be? Like we just met in Bali, like in the beach, and we're now celebrating
Yeah,
together.
that's it. That's how you make your friends, man. It's funny that some of these people that you do end up meeting, that it's like you end up making friends with them even though they live on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I
Which
considered him my best friend already because like we've had like a lot of adventures already. And after Netherlands, we went. He visited me. He visited me again in Israel. So yeah.
yeah, that's really awesome. So what did you guys get up to in Israel?
So we went to Masada, like hike a mountain and all that, and to the Dead Sea as well, which was amazing.
It's really cool down there, isn't it? What I mean, what did you think of it like in general in Israel in general?
The reason I went to Israel was, to see what's really happening in there rather than seeing it on the media. So, Tel Aviv, it's very hippie, and I like the vibe in Tel Aviv. But when I went to Jerusalem, it was really, really different. Because like a lot of people were really religious, but at the same time, I did not know that we were going to, sleep for 2 days in a party hostel. So like they party there like from 7 o'clock in the evening to 7 o'clock in the morning, man. How can you party like that?
Man, that's crazy. Yeah,
That's madness.
it is madness as well. Like the old city of Jerusalem, that's when you get where you get a lot of the religious figures. But in the new city, it's crazy. It's heaving all night. It's
Yeah.
parties all night. It's so crazy. I hear Tel Aviv
Yeah.
is like that as well. That Tel Aviv is just non-stop parties.
Yeah. And then um I was really so I went to Palestine as well that time to see what's really happening because like they have a border as well that time, and up until now of course. And so yeah, that was just really really eye opening for me.
Where
And
you
I went with my best friend that time,
go?
and I wouldn't be able to go there if it wasn't for him, because I really feel safe going with this with my best friend. So I went with him as well. So yeah, that was really eye opening.
Yeah. So where
But
did
I
you?
love Jerusalem. I love Jerusalem.
Yeah, I really like Jerusalem. It's such a great, fascinating city. It's
I
so cool.
have you been there, right? Because like I
Yeah,
saw you
I,
have been to Jordan.
yeah, I spent about 3 weeks out in Jerusalem. I spent about 3 weeks in Jerusalem on and off. About over, actually maybe yeah, 3 weeks in Jerusalem on and off. Like I was dotting through the Palestinian territories. I spent about a week
Oh,
living
okay,
in a
that's amazing. Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
Hmm.
spent a week living in a hostel in Bethlehem as well when the hostel owner was moving building. So I was just helping him like scrape the paint off the walls and stuff like that and like sort out I mean I was looking at it now. I think it's called Habibi Hostel and it's like he's got the pool sorted, he's got all of the outdoor decking and stuff. It looks really cool. Now I'd love to go back there.
Yeah, and I was just really taken aback with how expensive Israel is.
Oh man, it's crazy.
Man,
Great.
it's
I wasn't
crazy expensive.
expecting that. Yeah, no, I was really not expecting that.
Yeah, same here.
Palestine's nice and cheap. I should have just stayed over the other side of the wall, realistically. I, I was saving money by volunteering in a hostel in Jerusalem, so I wasn't paying anything. So that
Uh-huh.
so that say I mean that must have saved me quite like maybe $100-$200 or so.
Wow. Do you remember when was it?
It was last year. Last year, it was about
Oh
the.
wow.
I think I was there this. Yeah, I was there this time last year.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah, I'd been there
amazing.
for about a week this time. Yeah, so yeah, it was.
What were you doing in Jerusalem?
So I was in the Middle East for 3 months. So I started off in
Wow.
Jerusalem. I was dotting around through the Palestinian territories. From there, I
Uh-huh.
went to Sinai. I got the ferry over to Jordan. From Jordan, then back up to Cairo, and then on to Oman as well. I did all through the Middle East.
Wow, wow.
Man, I
That's
love.
amazing.
It
Oh
was
my
really,
God.
really awesome. I mean, I'm really glad like I chose to go there, and I would recommend like everybody to go visit, like everyone to go visit those countries because they're really, really cool.
Yeah, I think every person that I've asked which one is their favorite country, those who visited Jordan, they would definitely say Jordan. They really enjoyed their time in Jordan. Oh my
It,
God.
it's definitely one of mine. I mean, it's so pick a favorite one, but it's definitely
Yeah.
with me, it's definitely up there. It's so great. I probably spent overall about a month there last year. I went twice last year.
Oh wow, that's
Yeah,
amazing.
I
Mhm.
really really enjoyed it. But
Mhm.
what would you say is your favorite if you had to choose, or maybe what three? Say if your top three.
Oh, that's every traveler's
Every try.
uh yeah.
If
The
you,
hardest
I
question
got
for
another
every
question.
traveler, right?
Yeah. Oh, go on, go on.
So I would say, first is Netherlands,
Mm,
because I stayed with my best friend's family, so I really really enjoyed my time.
yeah.
Uh, and then secondly is Turkey, I would say.
Oh, really? Why?
Uh, yeah, I really love Turkey, man.
Yeah.
Cappadocia is so beautiful, and
Oh,
Istanbul, it's so big.
I've been to Istanbul, and that it is one of my favorite cities in the world. Actually,
It's massively big.
it's huge. It's huge. It takes like 2 hours to get through like half of the city.
Yeah, that's really true.
Yeah.
And I love their cuisine as Turkish cuisine. I love it so much. Especially their delicacies. Oh my God, they're full of delicacies, huh?
I love Turkish food, man. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Then what's your third one?
My third one would go to uh, France.
France.
Yeah,
Oh,
because like that time I was just alone in France that time. So I spent my New Year's in France as well, and there were I think there was like rally that time, so the trains were not working, so I had to walk
mm,
like every day for like 6 hours to go to that place. And but I really enjoyed my time because like I get to explore it a lot
mm.
more rather than going with the train and all that. So I was really really, oh my God, I was just so tired that time. Like for the New Year's, like I went to the for the New Year's party, and then going back to my hostel, it was like 2 to 3 hours walk.
Wow.
Can you imagine me walking during midnight at that time after the fireworks?
Oh, killer.
Oh my God, that was really one of the best moments, but really,
Yeah.
really tired.
It's one of those ones you look back on, you don't particularly enjoy it that much at the time, right?
Yeah, but like going back, I would say, did I really do that?
Yeah.
And I tracked my steps that time. It was like 32,000 per day.
Wow. Wow. You must have been insanely fit at the end of it.
Yeah, that's really, really true. But I was also really, really hungry after the day's adventures.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I suppose I always like walking. It's always a nice way to explore a country. You get to see it on eye level, walking through all the towns and the villages.
Yeah, that's really true.
Mm.
But if I would add another favorite, I would go for Georgia as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair I mean Georgia's always a fair shout. I mean obviously I think what's interesting as well is that you've chosen European countries obviously because you come from Southeast Asia when you think so many people from those countries would probably say Philippines would be their favorite country.
Yeah, I would be biased already because I would put Philippines on the number one
Y-
already.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Because yeah, I really enjoyed my time in Cebu as well. Because like yeah, those were like crazy adventures.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool to always get around and explore your country. I mean, the thing is, in the UK, it's so expensive to get around on public transport that it doesn't really encourage people to because it's cheaper to go
Uh-huh.
to some place.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, that's true.
yeah. But well, I mean, what's next for you, man? So, where are you quarantined right now?
So I'm quarantined here in Morocco in Bereshid. It's near Casablanca and the airport.
Yeah.
So I'm currently volunteering in a school right now, but since classes are off, I'm just just here in the school.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So, what's next for you? What are you going to do once you can travel again?
I would definitely love to go to Brazil,
Uh,
but according to the news, it's the newest epicenter of the virus. So I'm not really sure if I can go to Brazil right now.
Yeah, it's looking really bad over there. And he's not announced the president's not announcing lockdown laws or anything to try contain it either.
What? Really? I didn't
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I might be wrong about that. Let me check that on the internet now, just so I'm don't
Uh-huh.
wrong.
It's all right, right, no problem.
Brazil lockdown. Yeah, no, I mean it doesn't. Yeah, they're reopening, but same in Mexico as well. They're reopening most of
Mm-hmm.
the things, but it's still reaching sort of 50. I mean, 50,000 deaths is what I'm just reading.
Wow,
Blah.
that's a
God.
lot.
Yeah, I think people are calling for a 20-day lockdown, but it just doesn't look like he's going to do it.
Yeah, I think they. Yeah, I wouldn't, I would not say bad things already.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah, it looks like they're easing they're looking to ease their lockdowns, even if it's getting worse. Yeah, that's
Okay, uh-huh. Hmm.
yeah. So that
Hopefully we can travel by September already by that time.
hopefully. But I
Yeah,
mean, the
hopefully.
problem in the poorer countries like Brazil is that the infrastructure isn't good enough to do
Uh-huh.
something like that. I don't know if their country can just stop like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've read some news like Dubai or like UAE, they now allow tourists to come in by July, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah,
Okay.
July.
I think a lot of European countries are doing that as well, but I mean, I suppose it just depends on like where you come from, and they might be saying you can travel there, but there might be a quarantine or something.
Yeah, for European passports only.
Yeah, I think so. So I think we're gonna have to be waiting it out. But I mean, I really hope you can get out there soon.
Yeah, definitely, man. But I really want to go to the Sahara Desert first before I move out of Morocco.
Yeah.
Because right after I got here, like after 5 days, that was the time they started the lockdown already. I was like, okay, I'm ready to shop here.
And then so, I mean, what's lockdown like in Morocco? Can you just literally not go out?
In the city where I'm in Bereshit, it's not that strict as compared to Casablanca. Because like in Casablanca, I think they arrest people literally in Casablanca. So I'm really just glad that here in Bereshit they don't arrest people without wearing masks and all that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, okay. All right. Wow,
But
that's
we're still allowed to. We're still we need to go to the supermarket like with the mask on and all that.
yeah. Oh, all right. That's interesting. I mean, I hadn't even thought of what it might be like over there, but I suppose
Hmm.
do you think it'll be lifted soon?
On the 24th of this, I think this week already, they will plan to have the domestic flights.
Ah, okay.
Like, yeah,
All right.
within Morocco, just within Morocco. Hmm.
All right then. So it looks like you'll be able to get out and about soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whew, cross fingers, man.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Well, I mean, thank you so much for coming on, man. I really, really appreciate it.
Thank you very much for the invite. I really appreciate it. Though it was
No,
really.
it was great to have you on. I mean, I hope you can get out there soon, and I mean, I hope you just, stay safe out there.
Uh-huh, uh-huh. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So, where can we find your social media?
So it's Paul underscore Saqueton. It's PAUL_SAQUETON.
Brilliant,
Mm-hmm.
man. Yeah, thank you so much for coming on. I really enjoyed it.
I really enjoyed the interview. It was really interactive. I love it.
Great, man. And thank you. Yeah, I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So thank you, followers, for listening. If you'd like to see the photos that we talk about in this podcast, they'll be on Paul's Instagram and on mine, RSP podcast. Thank you, everybody. Enjoy. Thanks, Paul.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.